Good morning, it's Nicholas from Gandor Gaming. And last night we got revealed the brand new VJump promo for the Magistus archetype, the brand new Link 2. So let's get straight into this. So this brand new Link 2 has two arrows. One is pointing to the far left and one is pointing down right, which is pretty interesting. This is a new spellcaster Magistus Link 2 with 1850 attack, which is pretty interesting because it has some synergies with the Charmers. So let's get into what this card does. So its materials are any two monsters, including a level 4 spellcaster, which is somewhat generic. As long as you can put a level 4 spellcaster on field, plus any other monster, you can make this guy. And then it has two interesting effects. Its first effect is, hey, you can only use each of these effects either once per turn, and you can only choose one of the effects once per turn. So it has two effects, and you have to make an option of which one you are doing this turn. The first effect says, hey, you can equip one spellcaster monster from your graveyard or banishment to a Magistus monster you control, and then cool. The second effect says you can, during the opponent's turn or your turn, quick effect, you can bounce one Magistus spell or monster, or basically any card in the Magistus spell and trap zone, to your hand. It is treated as an equipped spell, and you can only do this effect once per turn. I don't know the purpose of this card. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This VJump promo is a little ass. It's basically saying, hey look, I'm a 2-card recursion setup. I require 2 monsters very specifically, and I have no interruptions, and all I do is either add back a card from grave or banishment, and either add it to hand or equip it onto the field, which I don't think Magistus as an archetype really needed. So if you don't know, Magistus is a spellcaster archetype that got some really insane support in the last few reveals with the Crowley and the Endymion lore. It's a really cool archetype, and I think it just needs a couple of really playable cards to push the deck into meta contention. However, I don't think this is the card to do it. This new Link 2 is not as okay stats for Link 2, but it doesn't really do anything that's crazy. Not to mention, it's very slow. It literally says, hey, you can equip anything to me, but you can't do the other effect this turn. Or, hey, you can add back a card from your equipped spells or a Magistus control back to hand, but you can't do the other effect. I don't know why they put that restriction on this card. I don't know why they made it a quick effect to add back a card from equipped. I guess the idea is that, hey, during your turn and your opponent's turn, you technically add back 2 cards, which is pretty nice, but I just don't see the point of it. The whole point of the deck is you want to equip extra deck monsters into your spell and trap zone. So by adding them back to hand, you're just adding them back to extra deck, meaning you gotta cheat them out again, which doesn't make any sense. So personally, I think this card's a dud, which is fine because it is the VJump promo of the deck. The VJump promos can either be hit or miss, most of the time being a miss, so it's not the worst deal in the world that this card's ass. However, I do believe that the Magistus, it's in a storyline right now. That's the reason why Magistus is getting all the support out of nowhere, is because it's part of like the brand new storyline, just how like Sky Striker was part of its storyline. And to be honest with Sky Striker, yes, we did get some really, really powerful cards in that set for Sky Striker, but we also got a lot of duds for Sky Striker. And this is just the first Magistus dud that we've gotten. Maybe might be an argument for another Magistus dud, like one of those spell cards. But mostly, we've been actually eating good when it comes to the Magistus support. We just need a couple more cards to make Magistus as a deck by itself more competitively valuable. Because right now, I think the only thing holding this deck back as a competitive deck is that pure Magistus just not do enough. Yes, you can set up a Mechaba. Yes, you can set up the Endymion boss monster. Oh, not Endymion boss monster, my apologies. The Magistus synchro monster that like equips all guys into the back row, so it soft locks your opponent for the extra deck monsters. Yes, you can do all of that, but it still doesn't fix the core issues with Magistus, which has always been, hey, this is a deck that lives and dies by its spell and trap removal. If your opponent has a spell and trap removal, you just lose. We still don't have a decent spell and trap negate, which is pretty awful because the whole deck says, hey, we're negating extra deck monsters, you should be fine. Cool. What's our answer to main deck monsters? What's our answer to spell trap removal? What's our answer to kaijus? We really still don't have an answer for that. So that's really all I got. I hope you all enjoy. The new Magistus support is cool. I'm glad they're finally getting their Danish Sun. If you're familiar with this channel, I've wanted Magistus to be good for the last, I don't know, 6 years, ever since they got first revealed. It's one of my favorite archetypes of all time, and I'm glad they're finally getting their time in the spotlight with some new support and a new story regarding them. However, I just don't think this Link 2 is it, and I'm sorry to say that. But who knows, maybe there's some broken-ass, fucking gimmicky way to lock your opponent out of deck, because you can equip any spellcaster, not just any Magistus monster, to the back row. Maybe there's like a Magistus or a spellcaster monster that's going to be like a floodgate while it's in the spell and trap zone, just like Union Carrier was. A really annoying card. We'll just have to see. I really hope that's not the case, because it's a really boring way to make this deck good, but who knows. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid. See you on the next one, and bye-bye.